This is Texas Tiger Digs again. As you know, I don't do a lot of air tests. I've done a few, but I'm gonna keep saying it till the fact I've done so many. You're gonna think air tests are what I normally do. Just adjust this camera just a bit. I have a Bigfoot type coil. It's called the Tesoro Cleansweep. It fits the Umax series of detectors. Now, there are more than a few air tests of both a Bigfoot coil and this particular Cleansweep coil, which I say is a Bigfoot type coil. It's a 10 by 3 or something along those lines, or I'm thinking I'm right. If not, I will put it in the postscript or put it in a little subtitle. I should have looked it up. In any case, what I've got here is a long, flat coil, which you've seen, I'm sure. And like I've said before, the major drawback of this coil is it is not deep. And I think I mentioned earlier, it is really not deep. So, like I said, it's basically, like it says, a sweeping coil. You're going to get things near or just below the surface, and it's basically just to move a layer off. So if you would like to conceive of this, it's a way to unmask what lies below the first 3, maybe 4 inches, and then see what's beneath, which will probably be older material, and usually in the world of metal detecting, older is better. So the question is, which one of these Umax detectors are deepest? Now, I'm not doing this specifically for public consumption, but as long as I am doing it, I thought I would definitely be worth a video. But if I can find the one that is the deepest with this shallow coil, then it'll probably be the one I'm using with it most often. So I'm going to run it on 3 different Umax detectors, Tesoro detectors. I'm going to run it on the modified compadre, which I believe is 12 kilohertz. I'm going to run it on the Outlaw, which is the first one I'm running it on. And I'm also running it on the Cortez, which is one of only 2 VDI or target ID detectors that Tesoro manufactures. So basically what I want to know is, if I'm going to use this and I'm going to use it out, then I need to find a way to use it to its maximum effect on the ground. Now, there's another good thing about this coil, is it's waterproof like all the other Tesoro coils. So the fact that it does or doesn't do well in this ground test does not mean it would not be useful, for instance, in a shallow lake wading. You know, I've got my waterproof box for my compadre, which you can see earlier in one of my earlier videos. And so I have the capability of using this, and with the longer cable, it'd be perfect. So it's not like this is going to be a if this fails, I wasted my money type of thing. I think it'll be great, because I don't know, and I don't believe the sink rate is going to be as quick in shallow water. I've got this conception of a muddy bottom, not just sucking everything down deep. So I think that's going to be a good choice for use of this coil in any condition. But in this condition, I want to test and see how it does on this air test. Now, this air test is not really built to decide how well it's going to be doing out in the soil. I want to know the best results I can get from the detectors I've got here. So here we go. I'm going to run it initially on the Outlaw. So I'm going to cut this off while I make the settings, because it's not going to be fun to hear the battery test and then me jiggling around trying to find a way to make it a little bit less noisy in this swamp and ocean of EMI and RFI I might have in this building. So I'll do that, and then I'll be right back. Alright, here I go. I'm testing the Outlaw. Now this is very noisy because, like I said, this coil is large, not in width but in length, and I think it may be picking up quite a bit of EMI. So I'm going to try to use it this noisy because there's no way I can create a test that can eliminate that and then make it valuable in doing a comparison. So sorry about this. This is not optimal, but I'm going to give it a try, and I'm going to try to discern the signal here. Now, I'm not going to run this with multiple coins. I think I'm just going to run this with a dime, and I'll also run it with the smallest actual silver ring I've got, because that way at least I will see what it will do with probably one of the coins that would be the least, it should get the least depth out of, the small dime and the small silver ring. So here I go. Now I'm going to have to try to do this while I'm ignoring this. So okay, 1 inch. That's pretty clear. 2 inches. That's pretty clear. 3 inches. Pretty clear. 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches it died on me, so let's just say that's a little bit greater than 3 inches. I think I am going to use a quarter with this, just so I can see if I can get to that 4 inch mark. Okay? 1 inch good. 2 inch good. 3 inch good. 3 inch good. Okay, let's say 3.5 to 3 to 3.5 inches for both the quarter and the dime with the Outlaw. Let's get rid of this annoying noise. Now, it might have got closer to the 4, but you know, I can't really discern it clearly because it's so noisy. So I'm going to have to go 3 to 3.5 inches with the dime and the quarter. The size of the quarter didn't seem to make a lot of difference. It might have made more if I could have made it quieter. But, you know, at least each one of the detectors is working under the same handicap. So I can still get maybe a correct reading there. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to go to the modified compadre and see if it does any better. Hopefully it won't be quite as noisy. Alright, here I am. I just realized I didn't use the silver ring, but I think I'm just going to use the dime and the quarter. It's two extremes of coin size targets on this from this point, so not a major oversight. Okay, I'm with the compadre here, and I've got it turned to foil. Of course, there's no sensitivity. It's a lot quieter. There's no sense. Now, the only modification this compadre has is that it has now removable coils, which now I can insert this coil on. There's been no other modification, so it's simply a stock compadre with the capability of using various Umax coils. So I'm going to test it. It might have an unfair advantage in the fact that I'll be able to hear a whispery signal a little bit better with it than I did with the Outlaw, because the Outlaw was considerably more sensitive to the EMI. So I will go now, and I will do first. I will do the diamond, which got about 3.5 on the other one, and let's go. One's good. Two's good. Three is a little bit weak. Well, not much difference. It was about 3.5, about 3 on the dime. Let's go with the quarter again. It's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. about 3.75 with the compadre on the quarter, which seems a little bit better than the Outlaw. But remember, the Outlaw was really reacting to the EMI in this room. So so far that's pretty common. Now I believe that the compadre is at 12 kilohertz and the Outlaw 10. That might be a benefit to the compadre. So the compadre right now looks to be in the lead for the use of this coil. The least expensive detector seems to be the most effective with this Bigfoot type coil at this point. So I'm going to stop now. I'm going to do my final Umax I'm going to test it on, and that's going to be on the Cortez, which is sort of the top of the Tesoro line, and its top, and only one of its two VDI machines. So I'm going to switch this off and go get it. All right, this is the final test. Now I'm using the Cortez here, which is the newest in the Umax detectors I've got, and I'm going to be doing the same thing with it as I did with the Outlaw. And there's a chance I'm going to switch it on before I make a big pronouncement. Now, by the way, I'm running all of these at a discrimination of foil, which is my standard way of detecting. And I'm turning the Cortez up. And I'm turning it up as high as it will allow me to. Not getting much noise at all from the Cortez, which is nice for the test. Oh, there we go. There's a little chippy. So I'm going to try the Cortez. Now I've actually carried this out once and found a coin using the Cortez with this coil, but it was just a surface coin, so it didn't help me make this determination any. So taking the dime first, and I'm going 1 inch. Cool. 2 inches. No problem. 3 inches. Getting it, but it's beginning to get choppy. I'm gonna go 3.5. 4. Little if any on 4. So it's about 3.5 is when it begins to really top out, but it's not that great at 3. All right, here goes the 1. 2 inches. I'm with the quarter, of course. 3 inches. A little bit choppy. 3.5. Not great, but not bad. 4. Alright. 3.5 to 4. The quarter goes out, and maybe 3.25 to 3.5. The dime goes out. So amazingly, all of these Umax detectors are very similar. Almost of they're using the same technology. They're very similar in their limitations when using this coil. So let me go back and switch it off. So really, it looks like the Outlaw is probably the shallowest with this coil, which sort of surprises me. But they're all within 1/4 to 1/2 inch of each other. So with this coil, probably the best I'm going to be able to do is 2.5 to 3 inches. That's not great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Now, like I said, it's going to be different out in the field. I might be able to get 4 inches in a choppy signal, but I'm going to have to dig some very iffy signals for that to work. So, I'm gonna go give this a field test. Right now, it looks like the Cortez, where I've used it before, is going to be the one I'm going to use, and in sequence, the Cortez, the Compadre, Armated, and the Outlaw. So I'm going to see how it's going to work in the field. So you'll see me using this quite a bit. Not quite a bit. You'll see me using it some in the near future. And but I just wanted to get this test in, and I thought you might be interested in it. The Umax with testing the Umax with the same type of coil showed very comparable results. So the Umax technology seems to be pretty consistent through the whole range of devices. In any case, this is Texas Tiger Digs, one of my not so rare now air tests. This one was basically for my own interest, but I thought somebody else might find it of nodding interest. Anybody who wants to use one of these Bigfoot type coils, like I said, it's not a Bigfoot coil, it's a Bigfoot type. It's called a Tesoro Cleansweep. I have found a single coin with it in a in an area that I hit pretty good, so I didn't expect to find a lot. I'm going into some new park areas. I found the jurisdiction above me does allow metal detecting and does allow digging, just not with shovels, and no metal detectorist worth his salt would dig with a shovel in a park anyway. So I'm thinking it's going to work out fine. So I'm going to go up there, and it sort of doubles my park selection in the general area, and maybe triples it. In any case, I will talk to you later. You have a good day, and this is Texas Tiger Digs, and I will see you at the next dig with this coil or with some other coil. You have a wonderful, this is a weekend for me, so weekend or weekday whenever you see this video.